Okay, it's time to ask ourselves questions and decide which project is going to be right for me or for my student. Okay, this is the most critical question that you have as you begin the design process or you begin selecting a project. Can I draw? Stop and think about it for a minute. Can you draw well? Can your student draw well? That is number one question, and that's going to guide the decision-making process. If you enjoy, or if you have a student who obviously loves anime, loves to draw cartoon figures, loves painting landscapes, if the student has, or if you as a student have a natural inclination to draw, to art, and people have told you you're good at it, then you're in the right place. The next question is, can I draw human figures? A lot of my students who have been very successful in costume design love to draw human or animal figures. If you are one of those students that loves to do anime or is just into cartoons, comic book drawing, you're probably going to be more successful embarking on a costume design project. Now, just because you're not great at drawing does not mean that there are not resources that can help you bridge that talent gap, that you might not be a great artist. There are resources that I can share if you are passionate about costume design, creating costumes. If that's something you've done in productions before, I will share resources with you, and your passion can make up the difference if you're not incredibly naturally talented. But if you are somebody who is talented at drawing figures, animals, people, bodies, consider costume design. Okay, so if you've answered that, please consider that as an area where you would consider designing. If you enjoy drawing and you're talented at drawing and that's not a big challenge for you, then you may also consider makeup design. You need to be able to draw a face. You need to understand how colors and shapes work well. If you're there's so much out there right now with costume design and makeup design, as far as especially makeup design, with YouTube tutorials, and there are loads of people that can put makeup on a face, but they cannot draw a face well. If that's the case, that you're passionate about special effects makeup and you love makeup application and makeup concepts, and that's what you do in your theater department, then we can bridge that talent gap, and I can give you some resources to help you be successful at the artistic end of those things. But boiling down to brass tacks, where is my strongest talent? If you can draw figures and bodies and you're interested in costume design, then let's look at that for you. If you are a talented artist and you love makeup application and you're good at it and you can see it and you can do it and you've researched it and you're into special effects makeup, then, and there's some artistic talent there that really makes a difference and it really helps, then you can be strong in makeup design. It really helps if you can draw. Is it the end of the world if you can't? No. We can bridge the talent gap, and I'll give you some resources to help you with that. But if you're one of those kiddos that's what you love, then I would encourage you to consider these two, either costume design or makeup design, because they are much more art talent intensive. Okay, so can you draw? If you can naturally and you are interested in or passionate about those two aspects of tech, then those are contests for you to consider. Now, I always have lots of students that are passionate about design and they want to be involved, but they are not natural artists. And these are students who perhaps are really incredibly good at Photoshop, at Adobe, at graphic design software. There's so many out there, and my students know more than I do. If you are one of those students who is really strong with photography and you're really strong with graphic design, consider marketing. So much of the marketing contest can be done on the computer. Consider that, because you don't have to be an incredible freehand artist to be able to do an incredible job in that contest. If you are really organized and you really enjoy the marketing end of things and the business end of theater, then marketing is definitely going to be the area for you, if that's where your strengths lie or that's where your students' strengths lie. And if you are really talented artistically and you love to draw landscapes, or in my small school, so many students have built before. They love the set design aspect of theater. Or if you're a student or you have a student that loves to build theatrical models, or like I said, in my school where we have a lot of students who are involved in ag and build projects and understand basic carpentry, electricity, lighting design, those kind of things, that's where your focus has been, then you may consider set design. So we have these really important questions that we really need to consider, because especially in a small school, your natural talents will go really, really far in this contest. Otherwise, you're going to have to bridge some gaps, and I'm going to give you those resources. If you're talented and can draw figures, let's really look at costume design. If you're talented and you really, really love makeup design, makeup application, special effects makeup, you really need to consider makeup and hair design. If you're not the most crazy, naturally talented freehand artist, then perhaps you need to look at marketing. And then if you have great artistic talent and you love to build, and perhaps you can't draw at all, that's okay. That's okay. In set design, you can build the model. If you can see it in your head, you can build a model of it. And so you don't have to be a crazy, talented, natural artist to be able to do a great job in those two. So really be honest with yourself. Ask yourself where your natural strengths lie. And like I said, if you're passionate about one of those other areas of theater, then you can bridge those gaps with some resources that I'm going to share with you that will help you. So asking yourself those honest questions, passion can make up for what you don't have as much of in artistic talent. So asking yourself that question, kind of evaluate, okay, which contest should I really seriously look at? Okay, in the next segment, what I'm going to do is talk about a little bit of the skill set that's needed and the resources for each one of these contests and some of the steps that you need to take as you begin the design process.